to start off, I just want to make sure everyone does have maybe a pencil, a pen, and a piece of paper. I love to start off my consulting services with my clients as, hey, let's write out 4 squares on the page. And you have 4 squares. Those are 4 pages. That'll be home, your main home page for your website. And we're also going to talk about the about. So about us, about your services, about you, the story, that's going to be about. So that'll be the second page. The third page should be contact. This is where consumers, customers, the public can see your information as far as your contact availability, findability, location. And this is actually where you do not want to have friction with the consumer. The consumer can easily be turned off when they do come across friction, meaning if your website is not as easy to navigate, there's no, access, or the font may be a little too small. The font may not be readable. Maybe the color palette is not in compliance. So that's something we're going to explore as well. The final page should be your product page. If you're offering products that you want to sell, could be an opportunity for your services. So that would be your services. If you're like a restaurant or like a food truck, you would want to put your menu as your main service or your product. So that last page should be, let's see, so I can read the home page about us. Yes. So we're going to have 4 squares on that page, on the piece of paper. One is going to be home, your main home page. The second should be about us page. The third should be your services or your products that you're offering, or your menu if you're offering some kind of a food item. And the final fourth page could be your contact. So you have about us, contact, your services, and your homepage. So I just want you to take notes with me. This is actually the opportunity, what I like to call brain dump. So you have all this information in your head, and you have, the idea, you have your brand identity, you have the logo, you have the color. This is a good opportunity where you can write exactly on that piece of paper, where you would like to see that. So I think it's important that we start here because it's the fundamentals. We want to know exactly what we want to feature on your website and what we want to illustrate. So to start off, I just kind of want to get to know you a little bit more. So maybe if you want to comment your name and your business name on the chat, feel free. I'm always looking at the chat. I just want to get an idea. And then comment if you do have a website, put your domain, www. For example, Teresa, I believe you have a domain already. Feel free to share that with everyone. That way people can navigate and see what you have going. But again, a website is not, it's a tool that we're going to be using, but it's not like a flip of a quarter that we're wishing that, our sales are going to happen, our services are going to skyrocket. We have to put in the work. So once you build a website, that's why I like to say trial and error. This is a good opportunity for you to really dive into it, get to know it, and see how easy it is to change the price or change that text. So we're going to be exploring the basics. We're going to highlight the visibility of the importance of having the website. It's also like what makes a website credible and professional, the accessibility for everybody, the consumer. We want to make sure it's accessible 24/7 and also easy to navigate, consumer friendly, and also just exploring the competitive advantage and cost efficiency that we have towards this. But also, we're going to provide some examples, the ease of use, and we'll get started. So let's have some fun right now. I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to just kind of start with a quick presentation. See here. Can you guys see my screen? Awesome. Perfect. All right. So we're going to get started here. So right in the beginning, we're going to talk about your domain. So yesterday we touched on a little bit about how your domain should read, how should you spell it out, and so forth. So, when it comes to your domain name, think of someone that's typing your service, your products, or maybe the food item you are selling. It's very important. One example I love to give is candles. And I know I expressed this yesterday, but it's a good trial and error that I came across that I just don't want someone else to do in the future. And I want to catch it early, right? So as we solidified our domain name, we selected millenniumessence.com. This is our history in Los Angeles, SoCal. So we had a high volume of marketing. We did what we could, and it was all about perception out there. So it was all about using our social medias, highlighting our product, and then just making our story stand out via website. And it went well. We gained about 10 to 11,000 followers on social media, just kind of branding the name. However, 3 years ago, I moved to Atascadero, small town, slower pace, not city-like, not corporate setting type of vibe. So I personally should have adjusted my domain name and maybe create a new one for our new location, not in San Fernando, Los Angeles area, but out here in the Atascadero, because I know we're close to Morro Bay, we're close to the Central Coast, we're close to Paso Robles, who gets high volume of tourism. And I know there's a lot of sales there. So personally, I should have bought a new domain name and called it candles805.com. I've seen 805 Flowers, for example. It just relates and it's local and it's to the community we're speaking to. So it's also understanding the audience. So when you do a domain and select one, you want to really be creative. And we used ChatGPT yesterday to just kind of come up with a few ideas for Janice with intuitive healing and massage therapy. The first thing I did was I typed into ChatGPT, hey, this domain is taken. We would love the domain, right? But it's taken and it's costing a pretty penny. Let's come up with some similar ones and some new ideas. So with ChatGPT, I instructed it to come up with 20 examples, highlighting the domain, the story, the information that I fed ChatGPT, like intuitive healing, massage therapy, and it generated about 20 examples. So you always have that as a tool. If you ever come across, writer's block or creative block, feel free to navigate that aspect. It's good to always just test, and also share it with someone close to you that might have a different perspective of it. So as we're continuing, how do we pick our name? Well, it talks about your story. It talks about your motto. It talks about your company. It talks about your goals, your services, the values that you have. Why is it that this consumer should buy from me as to the competitor, for example? So just a little bit about your domain and just own it. This is your name. This is something you want to be proud of. You want to share with everyone. I know when I first talked to one of my clients who was actually supporting a youth soccer team, he didn't really know where to start. And it was all about trying to gain the donation aspect. But, I started to ask him, well, what name do you want to come up with? And shortly he said, I love Paso Robles. This is my area. This is where I grew up. And this is my community. And I'm giving back to the students here. I'm giving back to the community, the youth, for soccer programs. And I would love to just come up with, something that's affiliated with Paso Robles. I'm like, that's great. That's simple enough. And that's good for your SEO and visibility for your brand. So when somebody is typing in Paso Robles, whether it's Paso Robles Food or Paso Robles Services or Paso Robles Chamber of Commerce, for example, those are things that are happening every single day. So it's good to understand that because we could connect those links to us. And that's something we're going to dive into further down. It's called backlinking. So yes, have fun with your domain process, select a domain. And if you haven't, it's easy. Just write out a few and come up with something simple. So like for Janice, it could be janicedoeshealing.com, Janice does massagetherapy.com, Janice and therapy.com. Something simple, but it specifies that service or that brand or that business identity. So why is a website needed? Well, first, it's 24/7 online presence. It's your number one employee, and it's cost effective, right? So as we're diving into that, just understand that this is an opportunity for the person that's maybe going to sleep at 11 to midnight and is planning their next day. Where should I go eat? Or, my back's hurting. Maybe I should look up some massage therapy online. People are doing this on a daily. It's just behavior and consumer behavior. So good opportunity to highlight that. It's also your credibility. You're reaching a broader audience. It's customer service as well. So it shares your story, what you're standing for, your pillars of character, whether it's your business, your services. It's also improved business awareness. I mean, when I came from LA to here, I was shocked that I couldn't just easily navigate where I could go eat or where I could find a pair of pants, nice dress pants. It was just challenging. And I was on my phone the entire time, just searching on Google Maps, searching on Yelp, searching on the internet, top places to eat in Atascadero, for example, broken keywords. And that's something that I finally found the video that I will share with you later on today. So it is important to have your website. So we're going to be exploring Wix. Wix is your editor. Before I dive into it, does anybody have any kind of questions at the moment? I just want to make sure I'm not going too fast for you. And if you do, feel free to comment your question on the chat. I'll give you about 15 to 20 seconds or so. In the meantime, feel free to take a look at the differences that Wix offers. They offer a free template that you can go into just with your email, create your account, which we're going to do today, and start editing. So dive into it, get messy, put some pictures, put some text, and we're going to be creating a few examples today. So just so you guys have an understanding, Wix offers a free account. So as soon as you enter your email, joseg21@gmail.com, I create my account. Soon after, I could then go to editor and start creating my website. However, once I save and publish my website, which I can do, it is free. So now technically it's published in the public eye. So as you can see, free, it assigns your URL for you. So if I put my email, joseg21@gmail.com, you're going to just see that joseg21.wixsite.com / what my name would be, whether it's online social media services, and that's my brand name. The con to that is you see Wix ads. You can't really take online payments. You have a limited amount of storage and bandwidth. So if you're trying to show 100 images of your awesome services, your awesome menu, your awesome product, and maybe sharing a few more images, you might have a capacity. So those are just the slight cons, but I think it's still a great opportunity for you as you're beginning to learn about how to manage and operate your own website. So just understanding the free aspect versus when you do, if you do, subscribe to the hosting platform. So now you have your domain name, right? And it's candles805.com. And what do we do with that domain name? Well, there's a lot of other website builders that also offer website building within, like GoDaddy, for example. And they just create like your simple generic template of a website with those 4 pages, for example, home, about, story, contact, services, etc. Um, and it's just really understanding what your business needs. So I would always explore other website builders, even after you created your first design on Wix, for example. Remember, it's free. Um, it is published, but you can always unpublish it, and that's easy to do. So I'll show you a little bit about that later on today. However, I'd always explore those options because it is important to really find the right website builder for you. Some, it's just like you're operating that big old truck and maybe you just commute 5 miles away from home. Do you really need the truck, right? So we look at a website builder. Some offer various amounts of digital tools like Wix does now. They offer a Wix editor. Wix editor is a new program they put in place because they found that there was also talented coding experts, UI, UX experts, and they consistently started to use website builders as well. Not all of them, but some. So now they offer new tools, advanced tools for intermediate to expert of a volume of demographics. So Wix is continuously building. Wix is continuously improving. I've been with Wix for like 10 to 11 years, and I've seen the improvement, drastic improvements to the point where I've found a few articles that state that Wix is #1. So as we dive into it, okay, okay, all right. So as we continue, I do have these links. So feel free to email me, jose@atascaderochamber.org. I have a page of links that can support you after this call as well. And as you dive into website editing. So remember, you know, all these little tools go into play. Yeah, Janice, I'm pretty sure they have. They've been on a good good trend right now. Okay. Just a word of advice. Once you do publish your website, I always allow someone to take a look at, your website for critique. It's good criticism. They might catch something that it's not working, and that then could be crucial for you. So whether it's your phone number that's attached might be wrong or misspelled, whether it's the photo that's pixelated but it looks different on mobile, whether it's the action button that says call now and it's not working. So any of those little things, it's always important for someone else to also test your website, a friend, a family member, maybe your employee. It's always good to have someone always dive into it, and yourself. Every time I finish my first website, I publish it. There's times where I'm just burnt out because I created 3 websites the day before, that week before. So it's always good to refresh yourself, come back to it the next day and take a look at it one more time, whether it's on your phone, going home, or whether it's, on your desktop. Those are like the 2 main devices you would need to create your website as well. And that's about it. So always have a friend take a look at it. Okay. Now we're going to continue to dive into more information. Alt text is going to be brought up. And this is pretty much just identifying what the picture you placed of that serving of tacos with a nice soda drink right next to it. And it's an image. However, Google needs to index that image. So you need to also go into the picture itself, which will navigate, and just add the simplicity of it. So just adding the words, 2 tacos on a plate and a soda. And that's simple. Now, that is not to the public eye, but it's indexed to Google. So if somebody is typing that online, it will help you with your visibility. So always remember your images also need text, pretty much, long story short. So as we continue, I have other links again that can help support your website if you already have one working for you. Now we're going to dive into the keywords. So let's listen to this. If you can't hear this, please text can't hear so I could adjust. So I'm on Bluetooth, but it's okay. I have the links for you towards the end. Just email me and I'll send you the sheet. Easy click and you'll get right to the video. That's just a 2-minute video highlighting the keywords like we talked about yesterday. So, if we're talking about a restaurant, for example, offering Taco Tuesday, just specifying that onto your website supports your SEO because you're writing those keywords that are very popular in today's world, for example. I know I do this on Tuesdays. I shop around and I say, what's the best deal for Taco Tuesday, right? So let's continue here. So I talked about Millennium Essence, selecting my domain name, and then what people technically type when they're looking for gifts. So a candle store that offers gifts, for example, the common person's not going to type Millennium Essence, right? They probably don't even know that. It's my challenge in my work to go out there and brand that name with our services, with our work. So this is again why I would call it candles805.com, because if somebody's typing in unique gifts near me or candles near me, where can I make candles? Where can I buy candles? We want to acquire that and captivate that audience. So Janice, you're asking, what are the best keywords to use for location and also your service? So yeah, keywords are initially a paragraph you typed. So 5 to 7 sentences you typed and we put it and featured it onto your website. And that's something we're going to highlight as we do the hands-on website. So just bear with me. So edit your mobile site, just making sure you can analyze a few other tools. And let's get into it. Does anybody have questions at the moment? I'm going to get into the creation of a website. Okay, so can you guys see my screen? This is your Wix dashboard. Just comment Y or yes if you can see my screen before I start. All right, guys, you're with me. Thank you. Okay, so this is where it can be slightly complicated because it looks different. It can be tedious, can be intimidating. However, this is your opportunity to fail. Failing is okay here because this is a design that you're creating. I honestly encourage you to just get messy with it because you're going to learn so much from your failure that then you're going to be the best website designer you can for Wix and for your website the following few months. Just learn from your failures, learn as you continue to go, and it's easy as undoing to redoing any edits that you make. Okay. So before I dive in, I want to show you guys kind of what I've been working on. So this is a website I've already created with Wix. Before we start off though, we're gonna create a new site. I'm gonna show you how easy it is to create another website. So Wix now offers Editor X. It's a new program affiliated with Wix. This is for intermediate to expert. So if you already have a website and it seems generic, it seems bland, just it needs a revamp or dynamic to it, not a problem. Dive into Editor X, and that's when you'll get started with the intermediate phase to expert levels. I'm talking about coding, talking about great functionality, something we'll dive into with animations and scroll features and effects. But for now, if we come across this page as you're creating your account, you would do try Wix Studio. So try Wix Studio is for us, for beginners. Create on Wix Editor. I'm sorry, create on Wix Editor is for beginners. So just keep that in mind. Let's see, type that in here. So create on Wix Editor. It's going to take you to another AI tool. So this was never featured last year. However, about 7 to 8 months ago, Wix created, and it affiliated itself with new AI technology. So you do have a chatbot that can assist you, and easy as typing in a summary of your services, your mission, your values, your products, what you're offering. For now, I want to share with you guys, and actually, I want to open this up. What should we create today? Should we create similar online store like Nike where we sell shoes? Should we do like a Lululemon where we kind of offer, different kind of leggings and different kind of tops? Should we do a restaurant and offer, our menu, highlight our catering services? I'm gonna leave this up to you. I really want to vote on this and see what we want to see come to light. And it's as easy as creating the sentence right now. So we have restaurants as an option. We have a shoe store as an option. We have retail, so anything that has to do with clothing. Food items would be restaurant, so just keep that in mind. There's different tools for these different industries, business industries. So feel free to comment. I mean, if you guys want to see something you've never seen before, feel free to comment. We can do a few different ones. We could do a coffee shop. We could do a food truck. I mean, we could do selling Stanleys, Stanley cups, selling merchandise, selling hoodies and t-shirts. Feel free to comment on the chat. What is it that we want to see? Okay, so I like that. We could do online services too. Hoodies, t-shirts. Okay, Paloma. So Janice, it's okay if you don't have location because once you create your website, you could technically just state your service areas. So I just helped a gentleman last week. They're called Rhaegar Services. So as we came up, they selected the domain already. They met with me. The first thing I asked was, what is Rhaegar Services? I don't even know what it is. So then he shared with me in the consulting conversation that we had. It's a handyman type service. We do junk removal. They do a lot of things. So I asked him, is your business storefront location? Where are you? And the first thing he said, Janice, was we're operating from home. We just have our truck and we're just going out there and doing the services and the work. We're trying to build our business. So I said, okay, not a problem. So all we did was we put, in text, service areas include Atascadero, Paso Robles, Templeton, San Miguel, for example, and San Luis Obispo County. So feel free to contact us. And then I left the action button if they did want to inquire for more. So you can always just easily put your service areas and just include the services that you'd like to go to. And that's okay to do. All right, so looks like we can do I like the hoodies and t-shirts. I think that's fun. What do you guys think? Let's go with that. Either way, we'll have some time. We can create another one. It's that easy. So let's get started, everybody. All right. So what should we name this online store that we're going to create, this online website? Maybe we have a storefront. And we're going to just do San Luis Obispo County as a location, maybe service areas around here. Let's call it, well, let's call it, let's see. All right. You guys can see ChatGPT, correct? Help me create a name for my business that is offering hoodies and t-shirts for sale in San Luis Obispo County or just San Luis Obispo. Okay, so help me create a name for my business that is offering hoodies and t-shirts for sale in San Luis Obispo. See what it says. Love it. Look at that. Pismo Prints. How fun is that? That's awesome. I like that. Central Coast Apparel. I might even take these as notes right now. Let's see. Pacific Coast Threads. I like that one too. If you guys like one, feel free to comment that on the chat. I think these are fun. Cali Casuals. That's pretty cool. Slow Threads. I like a lot. Slow Streetwear. That's cool. Ocean Breeze Apparel. That sounds fresh, right? You can create some slogans with that. Be creative. So if any of these stand out to you, feel free to comment on the chat, and I'll definitely work with those. I think these are great for you to share with the community as well. But this is how easy it is. Right now, we had writer's block. We didn't know exactly what to call our business, but we know we're offering these hoodies and t-shirts, right? We want to make profit. We want to. I like slow style. That's pretty cool. And I asked ChatGPT to kind of create some creative ideas around that, so then I can select one and we can get started. So it could be for both, Janice. You could do either one, but we're going to just focus on a website, not e-commerce, not like a drop shipping type store like Amazon storefront. I don't want to get too complicated. I want to be a little more complex and simple. So these could be for your storefront. This could be for online ordering. You could do it all. That's the beauty of a website. Okay, so let's do Slow Style Co. Okay, so now I'm going to select Slow Style Co. Thank you. Sometimes I thank ChatGPT because this does great work and it's free. So that's the least I can do is I can thank them, right? Thank you. I want to keep this name. Help me create content for my welcome page on my website. Be sure to introduce our name and have a call to action using Shop Now. That'll be our button. All right. Perfect. So now we have a template to work off of, right? So the first thing I do is I just copy this. I read it to learn from it. I see what I like and what I don't like, and I just edit it to myself. So always use that 80-20 rule, 70-30 rule. Just make sure it's always presenting authenticity. A lot of people like authenticity, and a lot of people also understand what ChatGPT is now. So if they come across an article or something that states, this kind of a language, they'll identify that you probably use ChatGPT. All right, so now I have my intro. Welcome to Slow Style Co., where style meets comfort on the Central Coast. That's cool. It just pretty much created a slogan for us, right? I think that's exciting. It's a lot of fun. I might even sell some shirts after this. All right. So if you're with me, just comment yes, making sure you don't have any questions. Just moving fast. All right. So welcome to, Slow Style Co., where style meets comfort. Awesome. I'm just going to copy this content. Now I'm going to go back to a website builder. All right. So what do we want to call our site? We're going to call it Slow Style Co. And it's going to talk back. So this is exactly what we want it to call. Yes. So the content I created on ChatGPT, I'm just easily going to just paste it onto my new AI assistant on Wix and just enter that information. And remember, this is just to build structure and section templates for each of those pages. the 4 pages that we talked about, your homepage, your about, your contact, and the product or services that you're offering. So now that we're speaking to it, that's captivating. That's great. That means we're in the right direction. So it's actually for it, which is fun. Two robots talking to each other, right? All right. Before you know it, we're going to be, there's a lot of fun technology coming out right now. Okay, so now what are the main products that Slow Style Co. will offer? So we talked about hoodies and t-shirts, right? Hoodies and t-shirts. Maybe hats. Let's throw some hats in there. Hats also. All right, so 3 items as of now. Perfect. So how do we plan to promote, reach our audience? Well, located in San Luis Obispo, since we're a small business, we don't have a storefront, let's just say. So we're just operating from a small hub co-working space in San Luis Obispo. So located in San Luis Obispo, I do not have a storefront. However, I use or I participate in pop-ups or farmers markets and farmers markets, but also sell online. So here we are. So now it's going to generate a few more text. I think this is important. Perfect. So, okay, now it's challenging us right now. It's asking us what sets us apart, right? So this is our clothing line. We just came up with Slow Style Co. And we're competing against Lululemon, Nike, maybe some nice coastal area storefronts that a lot of people tend to go to already and just buy. So how do we separate ourselves from the competitor? And not only that, but stand out with our brand, right? So that is the most important, is just standing out and just branding yourself. So your text, your mission statement, everything has to be clear and concise and just really easy to read and easy to navigate on your website. So maybe we don't have that answer, right? Or maybe we do. Easily, if you don't feel like you have to answer to this robot every single time, you can easily go down here and just do skip question, and then you continue. So just in case you don't have those answers, that's okay. Just skip the question and technically just end chat and continue if you don't want to. Tourists are wanting to bring something back from vacation. Absolutely, Janice. Thank you for bringing that up. That is very true. I used to be that consumer. When I was visiting Paso Robles, Morro Bay, I always had $100 bill because I knew I wanted to buy something and just get that local experience, get that local vibe from that awesome couple that was selling those t-shirts, and there were surf t-shirts. I don't buy surf t-shirts, but I wanted to come back with something that reminded me of it. Firestone was another one. I would drop $300 at Firestone because the brand just was amazing. And I knew if I went back home, I wouldn't be able to get those nice hats, those nice hoodies, and maybe also get gifts for my family and friends because I wanted to stand out during Christmas time, right? So yes, that is good. That's great awareness of you, Janice. And I think you should also highlight that when you talk to others. That shares a lot of good feedback. Okay, so let's move on now. Can we share a bit about the history of our business? Technically, we just started, so let's just skip that question. All right. So it looks like now it's working with us. All right, so technically we're all set. That's all I needed, just a little bit of information to get started. And this just expedites the process as we create website. So that way you don't have to create text boxes and copy and paste and just waste more time. Those 5 minutes you could turn into 1 minute using ChatGPT, using AI, because it then facilitates to the right location of those texts. So if we put service area San Luis Obispo, it's going to create the contact page and put it on the contact page as opposed to like your service or menu page. So just so you get an idea. Oh, Janice, you have great experience. Yes, continue to use it, Janice. Use ChatGPT. It's on your phone. You could download that app and it's free. When you're posting on Facebook or you're posting on Instagram, I always go back to it. Or if I'm sending a text message or an email, I just want to make sure it sounds professional and making sure that it's corrected. If just in case I text too fast with one right hand, I want to make sure that I ask ChatGPT, hey, check my grammar correct my spelling just in case. I'm just moving too fast. All right, everybody. Do you have any questions? Because we're going to get into the dashboard and this is where we're going to create. So please comment on the chat if you have any questions, please. All right. It's good stuff. All right. So now we continue. All righty. So welcome. This is your dashboard. So now just want to make sure I am sharing my screen. All right, Janice, no worries. You have my email. Please send me an email, Janice, before you leave. That way I can send you the useful links that can support you. I have those ready to email. So just email me at jose@atascaderochamber.org. All right, everybody. So the first thing we want to do, oh, look, it's already guiding us. That's why I love Wix. They kind of set you up for success. All right, so it's telling us what we need to do, right? So we started to update our store type. We talked to the AI robot and it specified the type of business, the type of brand we are, and what we're offering. 3 products: hats, hoodies, and t-shirts. And it's called Slow Co-Style, I think. I already forgot the name. All right. So we're just going to exit this. And on your left-hand side, you have home, which is your dashboard. You have different connectivity. So if you want to connect your payment processor, maybe you already use Square, you can do that. Always explore those options though. So just don't commit until you tried it. There's times where you do finish the design and it's amazing. You just can't go to another design. You drove the Corvette, it's beautiful. You just can't drive this other car anymore. And then next thing you know, Wix is not affiliated with, let's just say PayPal or Square. And now you have to go out of your way to download that app and bring it onto Wix. So then sometimes there's limitations and where you would have to pay like $5 a month for that app. So then everything is functioning correctly. So just keep an eye on those and explore every single option before you commit. You do have sales channels, you have your site and your mobile app, which is awesome. So this is where you have some ideas for your SEO, how fast your website is working. Maybe you put too many pictures and too much animation and your site speed rates at a low score. That means that people are having trouble logging onto your website or it's loading forever, taking a minute or two. People are going to get away and take off. They're going to be turned off. They're going to go somewhere else. So always look at your site speed, always look at how it works. And that's why I encourage you to test it or have someone else look at it. There's also for security and your analytics. Why I love Wix? Because you don't have to look at Google Analytics all the time. You could actually go into analytics and just simply clicking analytics will then highlight your traffic. Since we just started, technically we don't have any traffic, but we'll look at another one that does as we continue. You can look at real-time behavior. So how many of you have navigated through a website and the first pop-up that comes up is not a promo? It says cookies, allow cookies, decline cookies, etc. So comment yes or comment no, and I'll show you what that looks like. This is exactly why you want to specify and hook your audience to clicking yes, it's okay, and it's not I'm going to steal your information, because then you can use those real-time analytics here. So if I'm on your website right now, shopping through the clothing online Slow Co-Style, and I maybe selected yes, accept, I just want to look at this t-shirt, I really want to buy it, and I'm on it for 5 minutes, it's going to show me on my dashboard. So if I am the manager for this website, it's going to show me that consumer, live visitor, and the behavior habits. Where were they? Were they on your service page? Did they land on your homepage? Maybe they landed on your blog page, and that's why they're in your website. So then this allows you to measure data and make those data-driven decisions as you progress your website. So once you're 3 months in and you start to see some analytics, it is amazing to use this reporting and just then make the decision to then lure in that audience and execute and get the sale, get the buy-in, get the subscription. So whatever it is, we want to hook that audience and we want to see where they're navigating our website. So for Get Your Business Online, I'll show you mine really quick so you kind of see what that looks like as far as numbers. So here, so I have mine in here, Wix. So you will see analytics come up already. I had 11 unique visitors recently, and I'm going to look at my last 30 days. So it's been kind of slow, but I was pretty busy March 8th. So that's pretty cool. Now I'm looking at my sessions. This is exactly what I like to call areas of opportunity. So just making sure I am sharing this. Good. To your right, you see sessions by traffic source. I'm sorry. And this is exactly your consumer. So the person that accidentally clicked your blog because you were feeding them great value as to why they should use your intuitive healing services, and they landed because that person was having sciatic nerve inflammation, having issues, and they were consistently typing, "What can cure my sciatic nerve? Why is my lower back hurting?" All those are values and keywords that then you would create a FAQ page or a blog page to just be able to publish maybe 5 to 7 sentence summary of your services. And these are different ways to hook your audience and get them onto your website because you're offering value. So this is when I guess you could say clickbait is the right term for this. Just like my free consultation tab, it leads to my calendar because I want them to stay there and understand, hey, I want you to book a session with me. So easily look at my calendar because I'm already diminishing the friction between us as a consumer, and I'm giving them value, sharing my calendar, showing them my times of availability so that they don't have an excuse to shy away, get away, or not, or exit the page. So it's always important, but I like to see this because I see that people are typing in "get your business online." That's amazing. That means that it's actually working with my domain name. However, I see areas of opportunity. Google Ads, I've been doing organic growth, so no Google Ads. I haven't paid any ads, and I can easily go do that. Do a 3-month campaign, have the budget for it, and continue. So I can use Facebook, I can use Instagram, and this is actually a good tool to just analyze and measure your data. So just so you see what it looks like, we're going to get back to the website, and you'll start to see your real-time analytics. Just a lot of fun tools that they're offering, all your reporting, your insights, your overview, and let's start creating your website. Okay, so now we're home on your dashboard. To your top right, we have site actions, where if you did create your website, you can name your site, you can preview your site, possibly delete your site, or create a new one. So now we're going to design site. Okay, first thing that comes up. Hey, would you like to design your website using an AI tool, or just pick a template and start off that? So to make it easier, I usually try to pick a template because this, I like to say, is like the first step towards like your vision board. What does it look like? Maybe I don't like the color, and now I know exactly of the idea because of the image. So it's always good to use these tools as references, and these templates are already structured just to expedite your service. As business owners, we don't have time. Sometimes we just want to make it simple enough so that we get what we want, which is a lead, a sale, or just sharing your value, sharing your mission statement, sharing your story. So there's different types of templates. So again, we are a hats, hoodies, and t-shirt. Well, let's work with one. Let's see. Which one do I like? They're kind of funky. So let's do more retail clothing. All right, there we go. This looks a little different. Okay. All right, so let's start with this one here. First thing you can do, you can view it. See if it works with you, if you like it. This is a good opportunity to just navigate what it would look like. So I see logo placement. The header looks pretty cool. It's different, it's unique. So I have my home, my store, about, blog, point of sale. Okay, it's a little too much. I don't really need all that. But it's okay. I like this template. I really do. This is exactly my vision for this clothing brand that we're trying to come out with, and hat streetwear. All right, this is a good template. I like the section breaks. Okay, it already has shipping and returns FAQ, so I just need to do the work. Okay, I like that. If you want to read more, feel free, but I would just edit the site. Let's start working on it. All right, so here's the fun part. So now we're going to generate our website using a template as a reference, as a tool. And again, you don't have to go this route. You can start from a clean Canva, but I like to show your template because it offers section breaks, it offers your header, it offers just a good visual of what it looks like already. And you just have to replace easily pretty much your content versus theirs. So here we go. My AI is working for me. Everything we summarize in that text, it's generating and placing onto different pages. Oh, so here we go. You can create text using, all right. Well, looks like we're going to use our ChatGPT tool. All right, so the first thing we do is we label it our name. So we decided to go with Slow Style Co. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is highlight the text. So first, we look at header. A header is important because this is exactly where everybody always lands, and it gives the user control of exactly what you want them to control. This is where you need to have a clear header. So include a concise statement, your logo, your brand, possibly just explain, what you offer and why you would make your customers' life better. At the end of the day, people are buying on emotion. They want to feel good. They want to feel, better with themselves, right? When I used to do sales, they would buy from me. It was about highlighting how cool their shoes were and then offering, hey, I know you love shoes. Let me show you these red shoes that just came in. You're going to actually do really well. You play soccer. Oh, started talking about them, right? It's all about them. And at the end of the day, the guy ended up buying two pairs because he said, yeah, just, business is good when you're here. I like your customer service. So a header works similar because everybody will land onto your website and land onto these tools. This is why we want to have those 4 pages on here. So you can design your header. You can design your menu. So here, let's say you didn't like that one because it's too just slightly light, and maybe you want something like this, or you want to do something bold. You can do that, or maybe just look at a different template and okay, let's see, we want to do this one, and you like the colors. Perfect. We're gonna keep it black and white and just highlight with a little bit of brown or gold. So now we have our menu. So to your left, we have what's called Add Elements. This is your creator tool. You have your sections and you have your pages and menu. You also have your site design. So if you already have a color palette like Tiffany blue, you can technically get that color code and generate your color theme based upon it. So for now, I like this color palette. We're going to stick with it. But let's say your color palette was red, white, and blue. Then we would just easily edit and pick the blue you like. Maybe you have the code. If you have the code, you can just easily paste and apply it. And let's go with the darker brown. So now we fulfilled our color theme. So it's not going to generate a pink color as we continue to edit. It's going to try to stay uniform based on this site theme. Now, let's say your text, it's a little too light, or you like to use different text that you're already comfortable with. So I want something to stand out. I like to use Poppins. Easy to read. It definitely made a change, drastic difference. And for my paragraphs, well, let's say we want to go with something like Montserrat, something strong, simple, effective, easy to read, right? So now we just change our text. So we're making it already clear for our consumer to read, easy to navigate, easy to read, and it's compliant. There's no white and gray, it's white and black. Okay. So now we go to pages and menu. The first thing I like to do is filter out and delete things I don't need. So for now, let's go ahead and just delete point of sale. We don't need that. We can keep these two, but they're hidden, which is amazing. So you can always show it on your menu as you see up here, or you can always hide it and then put it at the very bottom. So then it works for you and it's already connected. So we'll dive into that a little bit further. Okay. So I'm gonna filter out a few things here. I don't need a members area. Just want to keep it simple. Okay. So this would be a good tool to use if you are like a chamber of commerce where you have membership and you have people that are members trying to log into your website. That's what you would use that for example. Okay, it's looking good so far. So let's go ahead and start moving to sections. We'll get some ideas on what this could look like as your welcome page. So solid image, very credible. You can tell it's all about fashion, but doesn't speak to hoodies or hats type of vibe. So we need to kind of get there. So the first thing I'm going to do is go by section. And once we go by section, we're pretty much going to highlight this area. So this is your section. This is your header. So your header can be changed drastically. And let's say you accidentally mess that up, undo, and it goes back to itself. Okay, so I like the picture, but we need to name it Slow Style Co. Okay, so now placement measures itself, so you can always center. Shop now, I like it. It looks pretty cool, but we need to change this picture. So I'm going to go to manage media. I'm highlighting the image first. If I was to change the text, I would just hover over the text, click, and double click to edit, for example. So now I just want to go to the picture. Manage media. So these are the three images that come with this template. Obviously, they're not my images. I want to use my product pictures. So it's always crucial to use your own image. It's always best. For now, we're going to use stock free images just so we build this example. So, okay, let's say this was pretty cool. But you know what? I don't want to change the picture. I just want to delete this and maybe turn it into a video. How cool would that be, right? So I'm going to go down here, add a section. So that way I reference the welcome page and I don't lose it. I'm just going to create a section, which would be like this. So now this is going to be my welcome page. Okay, now we have to do some work. So this is your section grid and an area where you can add a section easily. So just keeping it simple. So we're going to change the background. And I said I want to do a video. So I'm just going to highlight some images here. And let's do hats, right? So we're also selling hats. Well, these are stock free images, so they're not the best. Hoodies, t-shirts, dinosaurs. Yeah, this is different. Sweaters or retail clothing. So let's see. Something that can catch the eye. Most of these don't really catch my attention, so I'm just going to go to an image. So I'm going to search through Wix. They offer a variety of free images that you can use. So let's go ahead and change it up a little bit. Yeah, I want to show a little more customer service maybe. Let's do fashion and clothing. So this is where it takes time, to build the quality content. And the reason why I'm stressing it here is because this is where everyone will land. And the first image is crucial, or the first call to action is crucial, leading to acquiring that lead or that sell. So let's use this one. This one's pretty cool. This tells me that maybe they handcraft every single t-shirt, every single hoodie, they sew it. So welcome. Okay, now let's generate some text. Well, we had some using ChatGPT, right? So I'm just going to copy that text. Okay. And bring it back and just paste it there. So I need to align it. Welcome. All right, so I'm gonna center that text. So as you're in the text settings, you have your assistant here where you can modify your changes, edit your font size, make it bold, italicize, or change the color. You can also link it to a URL. So if you were linking a text, with a different brand that you collaborated, let's just say Nike or Lululemon, you could easily add this link and put in, lululemon.com, for example. Okay, so we're going to center this, and the text seems a little off. So I'm just going to make it slightly bigger, stretch it out. Okay, now it looks a little better. So I also want to create an animation. So as I'm highlighted in this text, you have edit text, or if you have writer's block, you can create AI text just like ChatGPT, all in one in Wix editor. You can also do animation to make it look really cool. So I like to do something fun, right? Bounce in, glide in, make it flow, fade in, maybe reveal, or just slam it, just make it look different, right? So this is a good area where you can just be creative and have fun with your website. So let's just go with this one. But I want it to fly in from the bottom, just the bottom. What that looks like, well, let's look at the preview. Perfect. That's what I wanted. I like duration looks good. Maybe delay it just slightly as people scroll. So this is a good scroll effect. And I do want to animate it just that one time. I don't want it to continuously just do it, right? Sometimes we get pretty annoyed with that website that just pops like every single promo, every single ad. It just continues to pop. It messes our navigation. So we liked it. So now we did that. Okay, now this square is a little too pointy on the corners. So do I want to change the design? I kind of want to keep it. Maybe I just want to filter that white so it's not as strong and just slightly show transparency here. So I want them to see that video as soon as they land. But I also want them to read my text while being compliant. If I did it like this, it's great, but it kind of blocks away the content. So I just want to mess with it a little bit. And hopefully this is good enough to read. And again, we can always bold it, make it look a little better. There we go. Okay. So we have blue as our highlighting button, and the corners are a little off for me. So let me just edit those corners so you can change any of the borders or the shadow of it. You can also just adjust the corners slightly. So now it doesn't have that pointy factor, which I like. And this is just my preference. Same with the button. I want to make sure that this button looks really cool. So maybe shop now. Should we do join us? Which one stands out to you, right? So this is a good area to just look at some inspirations for an action button. Because remember, this is where you want them to click. This is the clickbait material. This is where you want them to be hooked and click it right away. Okay. So I just want to adjust the corners. Do the same. Radius is 5. All right, looks a lot better. All right, so gonna add maybe a little bounce. We'll do a glide in. So now let's see what we did. Let's preview. Top right, you can preview what you just did. All right. So as you see, the video is working. Animation, well, let's take a look at it. So I'm just gonna go outside and go back to home. Okay, and it's working. Look at that. The delay, everything worked. So good stuff. So now I'm gonna replace that first image we saw by deleting it. I'll keep the text. Make it a little bit smaller. Okay. Delete that. And now we have it up here. Okay. And you can stretch out that one section that you just worked on. So just moving a few things around here, which is your content. And then just going down just a little bit, making sure it's centered. And now we just got to work on this one. So let's turn it into a black color or blue. We could do either one. We could also change it up a little bit, add some color. There we go. All right. So now we have your welcome. So this is where everyone will initially land and why it's important to have just a crucial quality content here where it's credible, it stands out, specifies your brand, and it's easy. You have flexibility and control here. So we talked about the header. This is your logo. This is your name, for example. And what we would want to do is make sure that these functionalities work to your homepage. So it is connected to your homepage. Perfect. Now we just need to change this because that is not our name. So style code. Perfect. And let's just say this was our piece of brand logo. We'll just keep it there. Okay, so now we have the welcome page. Okay, so this you can preview again, test it out, see what it looks like, and go from there. So always remember to include a clear and concise statement of what you offer. Just explain what you offer and maybe just making, that decision right off the bat here. So welcome, where style meets comfort on the Central Coast. That's amazing. So now we need to change this text to shop now. Okay. And this will now lead you to your store page or to the area that you want them to. So for now, we'll just do shoes. So when they click shop now, it's going to lead them to the page I selected, which is the page that I'm working on, offering shoes, hats, t-shirts, hoodies, whatever it is. Okay, this is now a section grid. So you have another area of opportunity to add another piece of section here. This is good content because you're giving the consumer pretty much no friction. So it's easy for them to navigate and see that you do blog, that maybe you do have a mission statement, why they should shop with you and why they should pretty much buy from you. And that these right here, these are factors that could be selling points, I believe, and they're very important. Oh, that's great that you brought that up. So before I forget, Wix offers multilingual support. If you navigate my website, getyourbusinessonline.co, you'll see the US flag and then just the Mexico flag. So ES to EN, so English to Spanish, for example. And that's something that is important to acquire and captivate a larger reach of audience. So let's making sure you guys can see my website. Okay, cool. So here on my header, I offer this. I offer it because I want them to see that I do also speak Spanish and I'm also offering in Spanish. So as simple as this, it's just an app. Once you finish and publish your text via English, Paloma, it's easy. Towards the end is when you then use that app to translate all of your content for you. And it just does it in like 5 to 10 minutes. So it's pretty easy. And that's something you do have to explore with some time. But Paloma, feel free to email me and I can send you those Wix learning support videos that can offer those insiders for you. So let's go back here. Okay. So good areas of opportunity. All right. So remember, you guys, you're always talking to your audience from a website. So every single text that we have placed so far in this welcome page, it's speaking to our audience. However, I do want to also specify San Luis Obispo is a huge keyword that's in here. This paragraph, this summary is exactly what we want. And that's something that will support you via SEO when somebody is in San Luis Obispo typing in, fashion designer clothing or just different wares of retail clothing, anything that just supports that in San Luis Obispo using this keyword is very important. Okay, so as you continue to navigate, you just want to talk about what you're offering, featuring every single eye candy type material that's going to want you to click onto and buying that one product. So a good area here is to offer all of your products. This is where you can manage your online store or your services or just your menu, for example. So as we continue to navigate, we have other images that highlight a gallery, and these galleries are good for you to, again, show visuals. Everybody is visual nowadays. Because you posted that picture, it could also correlate with your Instagram or your Facebook, and that's the beauty of it. So now you've got down to your sections, you've looked at pretty much your intro, your welcome, you have a new section that leads them to your story about us, to your blog page, and you're featuring your store items or your items that you're providing. So now we get to your footer. So these are all your section breaks, and this is your footer. Footer is very important because this is where you want to offer your contact information, your location, your menu. So if they're down here and they want to go to your store, they can easily click store, or if they want to read your blog, they could just easily access your blog. And this will stay on every single page. So if they're on the about page or they're looking at the store already, looking at the hats and they're trying to buy something and they scroll down, they're going to see this footer. So that's why it's always important to put your contact and location here or your service area, like Janice, for example, servicing the San Luis Obispo County plus Tascadero, Paso Robles, Morro Bay, etc. So this is a good opportunity for you to also hook your audience. Hey, connect with us. We're also on Instagram. We're also on Facebook. And this is where you can set your social links. Let's say you don't have X or Twitter X. Then all you do is highlight your Facebook icon. This is alt text. So remember I talked about alt text, those tacos, the plate of tacos and the soda. And we're just typing in the information that it is. This is a good opportunity to put your alt text. So black Facebook icon. It's that simple. It's that generic. Then you just highlight your URL, you paste it, click done, and now it's saved. So then you preview, and as soon as you click onto that Facebook or Instagram icon, it'll lead them directly to your page. For now, it's going to take you to a Wix one, just so you get an idea. But there you go. It takes you to the Facebook page. So it's awesome to always connect these links together. This is a good opportunity with what's called backlinking. Backlinking is pretty much a good tool to support you. For example, when you are a member of Women's Business Center, for example, or the Chamber of Commerce, that is good for you because you're connecting that link. So badge, for example, I'm going to show you how easy it is. I want to add that member badge. I am a Tascadero Chamber of Commerce member, so I'm going to upload that image right now. So let's go through here. So now it's going to upload the image directly from my computer that I have saved. Now, our membership director had sent me this so I could not only put it on my storefront, that awesome sticker that you see, but you can actually do the same digitally. So now you can put this onto your website. And people love to see this, right? So massive, massive size, right? Remember, it's all about fun. It's already kind of structuring where it fits and where it doesn't. This is a good area of opportunity, but I just need to minimize it, make it smaller. So I'm just going to kind of just make it a little bit smaller, but I kind of like it here. Then I'm going to create an action. As I highlight the image, I'm going to then not only animate, but I'm going to connect the chamber website's link. So I'm going to type in Tascadero chamber.org, which is the domain name that leads you directly to their website. So let's see what it works, right? Let's see what happens here. So now this is your home, your menu section, area of location, which is a good opportunity to illustrate where you're located or your service areas. Your email contact and phone number is very important to put here. Maybe an FAQ page that leads them to those questions that they need answers to. Your Facebook, your Instagram icon, and the membership badge that we just added as an image. Click it, and now it leads you directly to their website. So this is important because this is called backlinking. Backlinking is important because they're already gaining every single day traffic and high volumes of traffic. You just want to jump on that, and you just want to get a little bit of that traffic to your website. This is what it does. It just supports you. So just treat that as almost like a lead generator, honestly, and make it valuable enough to really just acquire the sale, the email address you wanted, or the services that you're providing. So always use backlinking, whether it's social media, whether it's a collaboration. So let's say I helped you, I would put my logo and say, proudly created with Get Your Business Online. But I'm also going to connect my website so people can see my work. Maybe I get a lead from there because they were shopping for a hat, but then they liked the website so much that they looked at who created it, clicked the link. Now they're on my website using my services. So it's that easy to collaborate and it's that easy to connect every kind of URL that you'd like. So just keep that in mind. All right. So now that we're getting past the footer, does anybody have any questions? I know I wish we had more time, but it's amazing what you can do. I'm going to show you a really cool factor. So let's just say we finish the homepage. You do the same for your about, you do the same for your blog. You just create your sections and easily as going back to your editor, this is a good area to put your staff, for example. And you like maybe this one here. And now easy, just work around that. Specify slow hours, slow team, for example, right? Fun. They want to read something, providing great customer service. Okay. And then we just change the pictures, change their profile, and we continue. So now that we did this, I want to show you just really quick how easy it is to add pretty much your blog. The reason why I specify blog is because it is a free strategy for you as you're starting your website to continuously just post about your service, your products, your mission statement, whatever it may be. Again, at the end of the day, it's about attention. You want to grasp that attention, whether it's a post on Instagram, Facebook, you can do the same strategy, but just here on your blogs. So now that you have a blog page, as you see up here on your header, your home, store about, and your blog page or your contact page, right? So now you have all your posts and it sets up a template for you. All you do is manage your posts and takes you to this great dashboard where then you could easily go to the top right, create new post. And just like you were on Facebook, a title, the summary, and maybe a picture, and you're set to go. You publish it. So let's just say a new clothing store on the coast. Okay. So now we finished our title. Okay. So now let's just speak about it. Well, let's just use ChatGPT information for time purpose. Okay. So I'm just going to share a little bit of a marketing ad, right? So whether you're strolling along the beach, exploring downtown slow, or simply lounging with friends, our carefully curated collection has something for everyone. So that's already catching someone's attention. It's time to elevate your wardrobe. Yeah, that's true. I need to go shopping. I need to dress in a different type of color than black, for example. So these are just good text. It's not too text heavy. And then let's just add a picture because we want to make it visual. So let's say we did have that hat, for example, and we're selling these hats, let's just say. So now we publish it. And yes, go back to editor. It'll take you right to it. So now you have a blog. So it's loading, preparing our website again for editor. Okay, preview. So let's see if it did go through. And you go to blog. So now it should add, it did. So it added this blog that we just created. Again, this is just a good opportunity for you to use a free strategy, cost effective, without paying ads, and just creating a bit more value for your website for other people to see, whether it's they're searching on Yelp, on Google, but there's somehow on the internet typing in those keywords. It's important to always offer those values. All right. So now I just want to create another site, and this one's going to be quick. We're just going to do, we're going to skip this. So we're just going to do like a simple landing page. And we want to acquire a lead because we're offering a service, whether it's a consulting fee, a 1 hour session with me, whatever it may be, right? So for now, let's just do consulting. Actually, make it easier, landing page. This is great. So this is going to be a great way for you to advertise your website, your services, your mission statement, again, whatever it is that you're offering as a business, a good opportunity for you to advertise and generate leads. Okay, so we'll get to that later on. We're going to go back to edit design site. We'll just create a quick template. And I'm just going to do landing page. So this is actually what a lot of social media gurus, a lot of digital marketers use. But let's say for now, this one's pretty cool. It's attractive. Actually, no, let's do this one. So remember flexibility and control. All right, perfect. We're almost there. Great apps like Wix Bookings, for example. So they offer just all-in-one type services, just to keep it really easy for the manager of the website or whoever's creating the website. Okay, so now we're here. So this person wants to acquire leads, right? So at the end of the day, we want to turn this to a lead generator. They want people to sign up. They want people to drop their email. They want them to click this button, reserve or consultation now. So for now, let's just do consultation. So we're going to add just a simple button. And there's some that are color coordinated already, which I love. This one's really nice. I like teal colors. They're really pretty. All right. So book now, right? Call to action. So, hey, everybody, free digital marketing webinar. Unlock marketing secrets that work or that will work for your small business. Book now. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Let's change the text a little bit slightly bigger. 21. Okay. So now always save your progress, even though it's on auto save at times. Always save because you don't want to make that mistake where you go back and it's not there. So save, and you can also name your site. So for now, let's Slow Co Style. Let's just say. And for this one, just for this purpose to move faster here. Okay. So now it allows you to publish. Okay. But before you do that, let's preview and see if this works. I think that's the most important part. We want to know if this button will work. So free digital marketing webinar, that's the title of your service. And the hook is here. Unlock marketing secrets that will work for your small business. Book now or call now. Click, and that should lead you directly to a Google Doc form that maybe you connected to, maybe a sign-up form, a sign-up sheet. Maybe it goes straight to a phone number where they can text you and say, hey, I'm interested in this service. Maybe it's a call right away. And it right away leads to a phone number where they can call you. So we would do call now. And I'm going to connect my phone number. So 805-808-0100, let's just say. Done. Now this action will lead to a call. So if they're on their phone and they click that, it's going to go directly to a phone call because your number is now published with this action button. So this is just a generic way to captivating your audience. At the end of the day, you don't want to give your audience friction. You don't want to give your consumer, your future customer, any kind of a turnoff that's going to lead them away from your website. You want to keep them in your website, and for how long? Possibly more than 2 minutes, possibly 5 minutes. This is going to be good for your analytics as we then look into 90 days. You created your website, you look at your analytics, and you start to see the consumer behavior. Maybe you notice that a lot of people landed on this page, but they never clicked call now. And you're just analyzing that after 90 days. Why is this not working? Could be that it was never connected to a phone number, or it was just not connected at all. So we always have to go back and test the website. Always go back and test and make sure that it does work. I can't stress that enough because it's just crucial. You want to make sure that you are credible, you're trustworthy as that business, and you don't want to make your brand look bad. That's what I always like to say. So as we continue, we have your header, we have your section. All right, so I know we're getting to the time limit. For now, does anybody have any kind of questions I can answer? Just quick questions. I'm gonna leave my email here so you can email me and I will send you some fun how to and how to create your website, how to read Google Analytics. I have a few links that can support you as you create your website. So if you have any questions, please feel free to comment on the chat.
Jose, Paloma was asking about a Spanish version
Yes.
of Wix.
So you can always search up here if you're looking for like the Facebook icon or social media icon that you can't find for some reason, or maybe you're just trying to add a gallery for pictures. You could just type that in on the search and it'll facilitate, kind of take you to it, which is nice. So just like we talked about, for this, I believe you will need to subscribe. So if you need this feature, all you do is add the app, which is what we're doing right now. It's going to take you to your dashboard, translate your site, and expand to new markets. I like to leave this at the very end. Once you have, thank you, Teresa. I really appreciate you joining us today. Thank you, Holly. Appreciate that. So Paloma, once you finish summarizing all of your text, then you do this at the very end. The reason why I say this at the very end is because you already generated all of your text via English and you don't want to go in and do double the work. So it's going to take you to this. Is English your site's main language? At the moment, it is. So for now, we'll say yes. Select a flag. Okay, we select a flag. Visual purposes, right? People will click that. Okay, so now we have our English one. So now we need to add Spanish. So we're going to go into the app and we're going to add Spanish. And let's just do it for this purpose. Make site Spanish visible right away. Perfect. So now you can auto translate the entire content that you created. So let's say you already published your website, but now you just need to add that multilingual support. This is why I like to stress that it's at the very end that you want to do this, because then it'll auto generate it for you, just expediting the process for you. So you don't have to spend 2 hours and just copywriting all over again. So auto translate. Now Wix gives you 3,000 words for free. So just so you understand, they still allow a free app, but some you do have to purchase. So if you're blogging and you exceeded like 5,000 words, not a problem. Just if it's working for you, feel free to just navigate and explore those subscription options that they do offer. Okay, so I said yes. So now it's going to auto generate that text for me in Spanish. 638 words, or actually 334. Yes, all of them. Perfect. All right, so Paloma, now we're just going to get out, exit. We're going to preview the website, see if it worked. It did. Look at that. So let's refresh this page. So always remember to have fun with your website, and honestly, just get messy with it. You need to dive into it to learn. And that's the best way you can when you do hands-on training like this. Okay, so look up here. It's a little too bland. So I want to change that. I'm going to change the design to something a little more crisp. I like this one a lot more. Okay, now let's preview and see if it works. So we're on the English version. Oh, okay, it's not letting me until I publish.
It's still on the digital marketing webinar.
Oh, okay. Let me change that. So yeah, you might need to publish that. Let's make sure. Okay. So like this, and I should auto translate. So I'll show you my website really quick because I have the app and it's subscribed already. Actually, I'll show you the Hispanic Business Association's website. So I manage the Hispanic Business Association's website. Alrighty. So now we're gonna edit the site. All right, Paloma. Be ready to get wowed. This is gonna be fun right here. So as I will continue to blog for the Hispanic Business Association, for example, to build quality content, I know that I need to obviously not only use English as text, but need to use Spanish. So on the current website, I already implemented that same app to, oh, look at that. That was cool, right? All right, to then now Spanish. So it's this easy. And then it just automatically generates that text for you in Spanish. So just for this purpose, I'm going to create a new page so you can see what that looks like. As you can see, we have a lot of work here. So I'm going to add a new page. And it's just going to be, let's just call it the error page, right? Page not found. Okay. Tests. Okay. All right. So now I'm on this page. So page not found. Looks like this page. Okay. So this is all English, correct? So now I will want to optimize my language here and manage it. And see here. Okay, go to English, now go to Spanish. Okay, so now I know I need to work on this because this content does not have any Spanish. So all I do is highlight the text and I can easily edit the translation myself or just auto translate and it'll do its best. So just remember 80-20 rule, 70-30 rule. Always just reread it, make sure it's correct. So now this right here will auto translate and this one will auto translate. And then you save, publish, and preview. And now you have the Spanish section. But let's say we want to look at the English version, then you just tap to English. So I hope that answers your question, Paloma. It is possible. Easy work to be done. No complication. Once you get the hang of it, you can literally translate every single thing easily. However, this is a tool that you most likely will need to subscribe on with Wix because it offers all-in-one. However, it is a great tool and I use it to this day because it does support my services for the Hispanic Business Association. I know my audience, they're speaking to me in Spanish and I know they need this material in Spanish. But again, always reread, make sure that you have another pair of eyes, test your website, and really, really just get to learn more about your website as you continue. All right, everybody. Well, I really hope you guys learned a lot. I do have a lot of information that I can share with you. So feel free to email me, jose@atascadero-chamber.org. And if anything, go to our website, atascadero-chamber.org. We have a lot of resources and tools, and you can find my contact information there as well. So if you have any questions, follow up with me via email. I would love to see your drafts. So if you are going to create a website, please share that link with me. I would love to just give you some positive feedback. I think it's a great way for you to just get started and just start to understand digital knowledge and digital literacy. It's going to be a tool that's going to be used for years to come. And remember, a website is just a tool. It's not the magic pill that's just going to make everything happen. It's not. It really isn't. We really want to continuously be consistent, work on your website, whether it's blogging, whether it's changing the quality content. Maybe you took a new picture of that, of the new hat, of that new product, and that picture stands out. Replace that one image with that one now. And those little factors are going to allow SEO the Google robot, to then elevate your visibility via Google rankings. So always use those free strategies. And if you have any kind of a complication or issue, feel free to reach out. We have amounts of links that we can share with you where you could teach yourself how to easily do what we just did today. So feel free to always contact me, contact us if you need anything. And again, Jose at atascadero-chamber.org. I do create free websites for North San Luis Obispo County for-profit businesses. So if you know of anybody, share those, share my website, share my services with them. I'm trying to help as many as I can by the end of next year. I'm sorry, by the end of this year, towards January 2025. So if you guys can help me there, that'd be great. I would love to help give free consultations for North County for-profit businesses. So thank you so much for having me yesterday and today. I truly appreciate this opportunity to be here, and I hope you learned a lot. And I hope this encouraged you to go out there and create your website yourself. It's a free platform to use via Wix, and just get messy with it. Learn, dive into it, do a little trial and error. You're going to learn a lot. So thank you so much for everything. Thanks for your time today.